Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to Kerrash Landing, episode 17, recorded on the 14th of December 2013. I'm Commander Kerrash. In this episode, we will be continuing to show you the Elite Dangerous Alpha 1.0 combat test. As always, viewer comments and suggestions are welcome. Anything you want me to show you, go do. Just let me know in the chat feed, and I'll do what I can to show it as soon as possible. The main purpose of this stream obviously is to give you guys a chance to play the game through my eyes, so it's all about you guys. On with the show. Let's start off with the first mission. So what I thought tonight, for anyone who's new to the feed, I'll go through some of the UI elements in the HUD, some of the things in the cockpit there, just to show what they all mean, what they're for. So let's get ourselves set up. So as with the last few feeds, I'm playing with the X52 Pro. Great flight stick, and it's very well tuned for this alpha. I must admit, Frontier have done a great job getting this set up. I think for this particular flight stick works very well with it. Okie dokie, let's get some action. Excellent. Greetings, Commander. Nice to see people there. Okie dokie. So I'm hoping the stream quality is coming across okay for everyone. I've been trying to tweak the settings. I'm maxing out my upload speed, but I am capturing at 1080p, so hopefully the quality of the image is coming across nicely for everyone. Okay, so let's have a look at this HUD. Just going to disable a few things so they don't interfere with the feed. Welcome back to Commander. So here we go. So the first thing I'm just going to go over, because I don't think we actually explained it particularly well in the first couple of streams, because we were in such a rush to show what was around. So we've got three basic views in your cockpit, and I'll go over each one to explain what it is. So first of all, on the left, we've got this display here which we can use for looking at various targets. You can see there's several toxic waste containers close by to us. You notice actually if I move the stick, you still have complete flight control whilst you're looking left and right, so I imagine that's going to be great with the Rift on. So with this, I can't actually show you on there. There's actually another section at the top there, subsystems. If you've locked onto a target ship with subsystems, you can actually go and pick particular elements of it and target those particular things. I'll try with the Anaconda mission shortly, just to try and see if we can actually get some proper hits on a subsystem. Last night we were trying it, but it wasn't until late on that we realised that we actually have to get the shields down on the ship before subsystem targeting will actually work. So I imagine targeting subsystems is only really going to be useful against the larger ships, disabling certain elements of them so you can get through their defences. Okay, so back to the main view. You've got in the bottom left here, we've got the current location you're in, the Zelada 2 asteroid field. So we are very obviously in an asteroid field, and we should be near the planet Zelada 2. Which, there it is. There's Zelada 2 in the distance, which is one of the many generated planets in the game. Obviously, somewhere in the region of 400 billion star systems with countless planets around them. Is going to be a very big sandbox game when we play it in its full incarnation. Can I deploy only one weapon? Yep, if I just switch over to that view, and then I'll come back to this one again. There is a way you can... oops. If I choose the right option. Here we go. Right, okay. So I can actually make these into separate fire groups. And what that means then is if I launch these. No, I've picked the wrong option there. You can. I did it earlier on with the keyboard, and I've not quite figured out how to do it with the controller yet. But there's a way that you can assign weapons to different action groups, and so that they fire separately as two separate elements. So what I can do actually is if I make that one secondary, take that one off, and go back to the main view, what you'll see is if I pull the main trigger, I'll only fire the one on the right. If I pull the secondary trigger, which I think I have... a secondary trigger I've reassigned to something else because I was playing around with flight assist last night. Okay, bad example. Apologies for that, but yeah, you can assign the you can assign various weapons to various groups and different triggers and whatnot, and you can do it on the fly. I imagine you wouldn't be doing much of that in the heat of combat. There's just too much going on. So that's that view. In the top left of the main view, you've got the comms panel. In the top right, you've got the info panel. Tends to be comms, just seems to be mostly chat. You get taunts off some of the NPC characters. Sorry, I just read a comment in the chat. The first time Alien met me, I gave her a hug. Yes, I did. And the second time I gave her motion sickness. Yes, that's the Oculus Rift for you. I brought it by to Elite Meet to let everyone have a go, and I think I sold several units then. I should have been on commission. Yes, you did need the hug. You had a lot of problems with people on the forum, so welcome. You're very welcome to have a hug. That's what it's all about. I like to share. So anyway, on the right hand side of the main portion of the screen here, we've got the primary one, which is obviously what I was just talking about there, where we've got fire groups. I can set this to secondary, like I was just talking about, and that's why they're not firing, because I've only got primary one. That side. There we go. There, so I can fire each cannon independently just for fun. So you see secondary is on the left hand side, now primary is on the right hand side. That's what I wasn't doing right. Set that back because it's not particularly good. Oh, you mean only one deployed out of the hard points? No, I'm not sure if you can deploy one at a single time. Imagine if you had a ship with more turrets and things like that, then you probably could independently pull them out, but at the moment, no, that doesn't seem to be the case. The other thing you'll notice is when you deploy them and hide the weapons, the HUD actually changes. You get the center targeting view, which wasn't previously displayed on there. So you notice on the right hand side of that you've got the multi-cannon with the amount of ammunition I got currently. There's a 134 in the clip on the one gun, 10,000 total. And they automatically reload after a few seconds. And you don't have to worry about that particular element of it. So last night we were playing with the targeting element, and I'm not sure if I turned it back. Trying to put everything back the way I was used to it. Yeah, traditional, that's okay. Right, here. I got no issue with showing anyone anything on the system, but I tend to forget that I've put it on and then screw up. Okay, so back to where I was going. So obviously at the moment there's nothing to target really, other than the planet, which is what you see in the bottom left corner there. You see the blue planet icon. So there we go. I can target the toxic waste container, the nearest one to me. Which is just under there, and you get the nice little target helper down there to show us where it is. So the only thing with this mission is to basically destroy these targets, so pretty straightforward, just to get used to the targeting system and all that sort of thing. You see the next target being automatically highlighted there for you as well. So that's the beacon. I'm shooting the wrong thing. So I don't think we need to explain the center portion of the console, but I will anyway. So on the left hand side, obviously you've got the little the HUD element, which is currently at 30% indication now. That's my current heat output from the ship. It can go way over 100%, but then your ship starts to tear itself apart because it can't deal with the thermal output of all your systems. On the left hand side of the scanner, we've got the current velocity, which is, I assume, in meters per second. It's not very fast right now. Then of course you have the scanner in the center, which is the obligatory part. You've got to have the scanner. That's classic Elite, the scanner, and it shows, obviously you've got the classic golf ball stick style view where various targets are shown on the assume Z-axis. Whoops. You can actually punt these around. I can see some interesting meta games coming out where people play football with the various canisters. That would be great, great fun. But anyway, yeah, so if I rotate around and put this in reverse, you can see that the canister will be above me slightly on the scanner. If I actually get slightly farther away from it, so you can see. So there you go. So you can see it slightly above. Now it's on my center view. So classic scanner. Gotta love it. Obviously on the left-hand side, we've got my current ship image. The little blue ring shows the state of your shields. And you'll see them go down, and you've got your hull percentage underneath, which is currently 100%. I should certainly hope so. Just checking the chat quickly. How far do the lights work? Let's switch them on and have a look. They're lighting up a couple of the micrometeors there, so I should be really careful with my reversing. Yesterday I slammed into a few asteroids. Let's get up close to this asteroid. See how the lights work. And I can imagine searching around asteroids and broken ships and things like that, trying to find clues of people that were there before. Look, that is quite close. They work reasonably well. I mean, I think they're designed to be something you have to get quite close to an object in order for the headlamps to work, because effectively that makes for more interesting gameplay, really. If you're right up close to something scanning over it, then you're going to be spinning around like this, for example, trying to look at it. You've got that entire thing in your field of view, and then someone's going to sneak up behind you. It's going to make for some interesting gameplay. Cargo canister soccer, yes. Yeah, as always, I should mention that there is roughly a 30-second delay on the chat, so if I don't appear to answer you straight away, I apologise, but I'll try and get to your question as quickly as I can. What force stops the canister from flying around and spinning? Good question. Where was that canister? Let's go find it again. Let's see if we can nudge it. Just wonder whether Frontier have had to take a bit of an artistic license with that. Okay, let's approach this really slowly. Look at leaking. Alright. Go on, you. Get back to slow. Whoa! Hit it too hard. Okay. You're as fast as I can, please. Okay, let me just pop to the next scenario just to do that for you. Oh, push one into an asteroid. Sorry, I nearly missed your question. Okay, then I'll try and push one into an asteroid, and I can show you how quickly you can yaw at the same time. Okie dokie. So one of the things that's been asked quite a lot is about the yaw. You can see the yaw is quite slow in comparison. So I'm trying to do a 90-degree turn here. Pretty slow, so you're not going to really have much in the way of a kind of first-person shooter sort of view on this. But pitch is much quicker, and roll. No, if I do the right control, roll is a lot quicker. And I think, well, we were talking to Mike Evans, the lead designer on the game last night, and he did state that that was by design to encourage the game to be played the way that Elite always was. It was more of a question of... whoops, that's too fast. Yep, I thought that was too fast, sorry. Yeah, Elite was always about rolling and pitching. It was, and I think that style of play works very well, so I can't argue with that one. How do you fly sideways? Oh, okay, so on the X52 controller, on my left-hand index finger, there's a little an extra hat or a digital controller, and I can strafe. I've got little thrusters on the ship that allow me to strafe, and I can also go up and down. I imagine these thrusters are going to be coming very useful when you have to carefully land in a space station. It's going to be interesting times when the space stations and the various docking ports are open for us to explore. Whoa! Where did it go? Whoa! Header. Okay. Don't rotate your ship too fast into that. Can the beacon be pushed about? Let's see if we can find the beacon. So we flip through the targets. So on the top of the flight stick, there's a control which lets you cycle targets as well, which I'm very poorly demonstrating at the moment. And I did see the beacon somewhere. Where is it? No. Somewhere close. You can hear the, well, hopefully it comes across in the stream, but the, there it is. The positional audio actually tracks around your head, so my ship's computer is kind of picking up this audio signal, but it's relaying it in the position that the actual thing is coming from, which is really, really useful in a flight situation. You immediately know where this object's coming from. It's not like a guessing game. So actually, yep, thanks for the clarification, Alien. There we go. Okay, so it looks like for the purposes of the alpha, the beacon seems to be pretty stationary. I'm not allowed to push it around. I imagine they've artificially applied that limit. Probably the same reason why the canisters slow down, just to get you used to that idea. I know for a fact that when you drop canisters like that in the previous game, they will fly on forever if you don't go and stop them. So, yeah, it looks like they've purposefully limited what you can do in this particular scenario, as it's the first training scenario. The Morse code reads lead. Really? Is that what it says? Let's turn back around and get it in our view. If I get it in my view, it should come out on this. There we go, it's coming close. Where is it? There it is. Let me listen to that. I think it does actually. I'll have to extract the sound file from the folder and listen to that carefully back there. I've got the volume muted most of the way down, so it doesn't interfere with things. That's another thing actually. I mean, if there's anything wrong with the volume levels or anything like that, if I'm coming across too quiet or I'm overpowering the game or anything like that, just give me a shout and I'll try and adjust it for you so it works well for everyone. That's another thing I do like about this is the old proximity alerts. See if we can get really close. There we go. Yellow, red, flashing. It's like the old reversing sensors on a car. It's excellent. Beep 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 beep. Prox alert. Here comes some interesting combat scenarios. Okie dokie. Let's chuck it all into engine power. Come on. Whoa, I was just trying out flight assist off then, so slowly getting used to that. Takes a lot of work, I must admit. Flight assist off entirely is frigging hard work. So I did find out last night actually that if you do fly away from the zone, then I think the scenario will just automatically end. It's another artificial limitation they've had to put into the alpha, just to. Ooh, that's reverse thrust. Yeah, it's another artificial limitation they've had to put into to the alpha, just to prevent people wandering off. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Volume is spot on. Oh, excellent, thank you. I've had a few episodes practice now to get it in place. So we had lots of issues earlier on, but I've got myself a pretty good microphone now, so it's definitely better. You could use the old Nokia phones to type in Morse code. Nice. What are the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field? One this size? Not a great deal. Will people actually play with flight assist off? Is there any advantage? Some. Now, at the moment I got flight assist on, but if I throttle back and turn it off, you see I can get myself into some crazy maneuvers that you wouldn't normally be able to do with flight assist. I can slide backwards, and whilst I'm still sliding backwards away from someone else, I can put flight assist back on, and I can you know, pick them off as they're still trying to chase me. So yeah, you can get some advantages from it. Prox alarm, come on then. Yeah, so there's a couple of nifty maneuvers I think you're going to be able to do in some combat scenarios, but I think the majority of the time people are going to be playing with flight assist off, flight assist on, sorry, and having you know, full control of it. I think that's definitely the way to play. See, there's my engine trails there. In a normal situation, I don't think you'd actually be able to get yourself in a, when you're at full velocity. I'll just try it now. If I'm in a full spin, you probably wouldn't be able to get up high enough to actually see your own vapor trail. We'll try it. We'll see. I might be proven wrong. So I'm going to complete loop there. Yeah, and there's nothing on the, so I'd expect to see my own vapor trail on the top of the screen. But if I throttle back and take flight assist off for a second, then I might be able to see my own vapor trail because I'll be sliding sideways. So there you go. You can just about make out the last bit of my vapor trail. It gives you an idea of the sort of turning circle. It would be moderately better to be able to do that. Yeah, well done. That's iRocco. I assume that's how you spell your name there. That probably is the first Easter egg. The beacon seems to beep out 1337. Leet. Flight assist off in an asteroid field is probably not a good idea. Yeah, you got a good point. So let's try it. Off it goes. You can see why. Woohoo! We're rolling. No flight assist in an asteroid field. This is fun. Don't try this at home, kids. I am a trained professional. Well, no, I'm just a trained monkey. But there we go. So I think that's everything I wanted to start with tonight. Anyway, we've gone over the HUD. We've described a few things on there. I think that was questions from last night as well. Let's turn flight assist back on a second. Yes, that's right. Thanks, Alien. Yeah, explained that there. So let's go to the next scenario. Get a bit of combat action in there. There he is. So at this current point in time, I don't think he spotted us. So the only thing I've noticed about the perhaps that's the thing, yeah. So the thing I was thinking about on the silent running mode, which I'm in now, didn't seem to be an obvious indication of how visible you were. But there we go. In the bottom right corner, you've got the word signature there, and you can see how much of a signature you're putting out, which is not a great deal at the moment, but still enough to be visible. Problems with that is I don't know how that correlates with the visibility in terms of that target there. I mean, we can see him at the moment. He's flickering around on the radar, so we know roughly where he is, but we don't know for certain. So if I... There he is. So our signature's low. But if I put myself into whoosh thrust, yeah, those laser weapons are slightly increasing my laser signature. Not a great deal, but they are raising the heat up slightly. I think one of the rankings was at 1337. In the earlier games, no, I don't think there was one at that. The term "leet" spelt that as 1337 wasn't brought about too long after the game, actually. See his vapor trails are going to be interesting things. So what I might do is I might taunt him out. We'll chase after him. Say my engines are nerfed at the moment because I put all my energy into weapon power. So put all our power into engine. You see the there we go. Right, now we've got his attention. Let's see if we can run and hide and try and get this heat signature system to work the way it's intended, because we didn't really demonstrate it very well yesterday. So he's automatically, now we've gone far enough away that he's no longer a you can see the comms chat in the window. That's the thing I was talking about. Fluke, I'm on you now. So that's where you get the taunting from the NPCs. I imagine player chat is going to appear in the same place on there. You sit corrected. Greetings, Commander Graham AJ. There we go. So he's still red on the radar. I imagine he's oh, there he is. He's still red. Oh, there he's still red on the radar. So let's drop ourselves into silent running mode and stay out of his way. Just strafe around the other side of this asteroid. Oh, oh. Whoops, whoops. Yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah. Has he seen us? Is our signature low enough for us to remain hidden? So we're trying the softly approach today. No, he spotted us. So here's a case where whoa, turn the flight assist off then for a second so I could get myself into a reverse roll backwards. That helped a little. Try and keep him in a position where he's got no line of sight with me, but in my rear view, which is not looking likely at the moment. Your Cupid stunt on the forum. Okay then. Great to see you. Dukers, that's a big question there. I'm going to try and read it really quickly whilst I'm running away from this dude. How much more powerful is the Cobra Mark III than the Sidewinder, and how long would it take to get a Cobra from the start? At the moment we don't know how long it would take to get one. We have no idea on what the ship prices and all that sort of thing is going to be. And in terms of more powerful, we don't know how much more powerful it is to fly, but there is one in the game in one of the scenarios. I'll go find it in a second for you, and it takes 2 or 3 times the amount of damage, I think, than what the Sidewinder was doing. I'm gonna get destroyed here, I think, because I was prattling around. My own fault for demonstrating. I'll have a go with it. Nothing to lose. Come back here. Have at you. Oh, the Black Knight always triumphs. Come on. That's how you do that. 2% hull for the win. Watch out for the parts. That would be an embarrassing failure. Okay, so let's go to one of the scenarios where we see a Cobra Mark III, and I can give you an idea. That's how much damage a Sidewinder takes anyway, so... Recon wing... Wolfpack tactics, okay. Predator and prey. Okay, so you're not supposed to attack the Cobra Mark III in this particular scenario, but I'll go and show you what he's like. Oh, okay, another big question there. I was reading that. Yes, it would be rewarding to get all the way to the top elite status. Don't know how long that's going to take them. Let's see if we can find that. Chuck all our energy into that. Is that him? That looks like him. This is the Cobra. Make that I'm starting in a Cobra. That's the classic way to do it. Beam laser and a multi-cannon. There we go. So the trick is with the way the combat works in this game is to not hit the ship for a start. That would be a good start. But no, you use your energy weapons to dissipate their shield energy first, and then you can use your other weapons, like we've got the ballistic cannons here, which will cause major hull damage. So that's really the way to do it. Here I've got his shields down to about 1/3 now. I can put some more energy into weapon systems now, so I can get them to charge quicker, dissipate. Still got a fraction of his shield left. There we go, shields down. You see the the yellow flash there. So we've got the lead indicator in front of him, which I really need to concentrate on and try and keep up instead of blathering away. He's 2.5 kilometers away, so I need to get a bit closer so we can score some hits. You notice we get the thud 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 sound simulated through our ship's computer there to indicate to us that he's actually getting hit. There we go. So he takes quite a bit more damage, and that was beam lasers we were hitting him with there. The Sidewinder was I was taking him out with a pulse laser, so that gives you an idea of how much tougher the Cobra Mark III is. Now I know in the previous games there was quite a few different types of ships in between the Sidewinder and the Cobra Mark III, so I imagine there are going to be just the same amount of variety in this game. Oh, someone's starting with the interplanetary shuttle. Yeah, that's hardcore. That's the way to do it. You want to start in the Founder System? Yeah, I'd like to start in the Founder System, see what it is. Shinrata Desra, I think it's called. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but gotta give it a go. Alien wants to start in the Death Star. That's no moon. Docking computers will be the first thing you buy because you have no patience. Yeah, we don't exactly know how docking works at the moment. We've had some discussions on the design forum, and it seems like the general feeling is going to be is you can have completely automated docking at a price. You have to pay the station's computers to basically take control and do it for you. But then you could do it completely manually if you want, with the risk of obviously bashing into the space station at various points during the docking procedure and getting heavily fined. So that's one of the things I've liked with all the discussions we've seen so far on the forums, is it seems to be very much a matter of player choice with everything, even silly little details like that most people wouldn't even consider. You know, docking is entirely been absolutely dissected. Any small fighter can pwn a Death Star. You hope docking is damned hard like the original. That's what everyone remembers so well. Yeah, and I think I've kind of tried to stay balanced on that when it's come to the discussions on there, because I mean the way I feel about it is that docking was only perceived to be hard in the previous games because of the limitations of the hardware. I mean the lower frame rate and the basic button presses on the keyboard controls. That was what made it difficult. I mean today with modern computers we can run at a really high frame rate to make the whole thing a lot smoother, and controls are a lot more flexible in control, particularly with like a flight stick like this. So I think docking can be difficult. Like turning flight assist off makes this virtually impossible to fly. But There we go. Let's see. Nearly crashed into an asteroid just trying to explain it. So yeah, so I think I'm hoping docking's balanced. So having this kind of option where you can have as much assistance as you want over docking, I think is a good balance. You covered that event, but then you'd overheat. Yes, you gotta watch it. There must be a blue Danube waltz on it. Yes, there absolutely has to be a nod to that when you're docking. If there isn't, I should be severely disappointed. Dukers, all these elite veterans, and you've never played it. Yes, I would suggest you try and find an emulator and give it a go. The old games are excellent, very well played. I mean, you can if you want to get a taste of it before you decide to go get an emulator, then if you can have a look at some of the earlier streams I've done. Oh, is that a beacon? Oh, sneaky. So the beacon from the first mission is there, but disabled. I found it. Naughty, naughty. So I guess the same scenario was used and reused. Love that sound. Yeah, so they must have, in order to test this, Frontier Developments must have set up this scenario in such a way so that they could reuse different sections of the asteroid field for each one of the scenarios. Yeah, definitely, Dukers, if you want to, I hope that's how you pronounce your name, sorry if I've messed that up. If you want to check out some of the earlier streams that I've done, I played the prequel to this, Frontier Elite 2. Well, actually there was one in between, Frontier First Encounters. So yeah, you can definitely check that out, see what it's like. Get it run on Amiga emulator if you like, WinUAE. Yeah, I see what you mean actually, Radar. Yeah, if you screwed up in docking, the issue was losing all your progress. You crash into the side of that ship. It was that ultimate risk, wasn't it? But I mean, we're still going to have some of that. I mean, Frontier have confirmed the Iron Man mode, which is going to be the severe, you know, you almost roguelike mode to play the game in, which the veterans have all called for, and I think that's it's going to be great fun to try out. It's going to be frigging difficult. I don't know whether I can cope with it, but I'll definitely give it a go. I love how that asteroid there is shown up on the radar. It's ridiculously large. I was just trying to see how close I could get to it. Yeah, so there is going to be a hardcore mode, which I think, as they've confirmed, is going to be the default mode in the game. And if you play in hardcore mode, then it's basically permadeath. You screw up, you are dead. So unless you fit your ship with something like an escape pod, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, that asteroid was rotating, and I didn't compensate for the rotation there. Oh, yep, thank you there, aliens. Link there for everyone to check out some of the downloads for the original game that you can try out. Pronounced duckers. Aha, that's it. Yeah, I don't blame you for having people pronounce your name wrong. I mean, I just badly spelt the word crash. I was always called Crash, as in what I tend to do into asteroids. And I changed the spelling of it shortly after Quake 3 came out, and the lowest level NPC character was named exactly the same as me, which really, really narked me, so I changed the spelling of my name to Kerrash. Do we know if we can start multiple characters, or do we just have one? Yep, that's a good answer there, Tudor Fish. Yeah, we think there's going to be a handful of commander slots by default, so you can start Mostly so you can try out Iron Man mode, but just have a casual character you can jump in and play without issues. So I fancy having a go in this scenario and staying out of the way of that Cobra. Aha! Commander Wet Dog has joined us. Welcome to tonight's stream. Okay, the viewer list isn't loading for me, so I have no idea how many other people are waiting for me to answer their questions, so shout away if there's anything I've missed. Oh, the audio's working well? Oh, excellent, brilliant. I was trying to tweak it offline before I came on. It's very difficult to get the balance right on your audio when you can't really hear yourself. There's no easy way of doing it. So these federal fighters are quite low armor on them. Very maneuverable little ships, and you can fit them with pretty decent weapons, but they basically have 0 shields in this particular scenario. I imagine they could be reconfigured as you wanted. You see how much of more a tighter turning circle they have. So that Cobra is out there somewhere. He's above me. Oh no, he's gone back to neutral now, I believe. I've just lost him off my radar. Be embarrassing for him to show up quickly. I have gone quiet, mic too far away. No, I think it's just I was whispering away again, mumbling as I was concentrating on what I was doing. I think hopefully that's ooh, there we go. There he is. Question is, where did that Cobra go? I have lost him. He's got to be there somewhere. Maybe a bit quiet. Drop Baractus wishes you could have a hollow projection to hide the cockpit so you can see the beauty of space. Well, I know one thing which has been spoken about actually is if your onboard computer takes damage during a battle, you can have the HUD completely shut down and go offline for a few seconds, which would make flying the ship very, very difficult. So that's going to be something interesting. Not exactly what you've asked for, but might be something they put into the silent running mode. There's the Cobra over there, miles away from us. Busted. Of course, it's just another hostile system. There wasn't any sort of covert operation. Ding, 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 ding. The Anaconda mission. So far, the bane of the Alpha. That's right, Alien, you have to keep shouting at me because I quite happily just end up literally staring into space and forgetting that I have audio. And yes, I do apologise for that. Okay. Let's get all our weapons power in there, come on. There you go, that's one down. go. Come on, me beauty. Right, let's shovel our power back into systems, get that... Sorry, yes, I'll try to talk louder on the stream there. Yes, put down at the bottom right there, you'll see that I've got all my power into systems at the moment. Trying to catch up with this anaconda. Here we go. So now I'll put all my power back into engines to catch up with him. Get within 3 kilometers, and I can chuck all my power into weapon systems, start eating away at his shields. Come on. This is the beauty. Now what I'll try and do actually is flick through the subsystems and see if I can target his shields. Shield generator, there we go. So let's knock his shields right down. I'm going to back off a little bit. If I get too close to him, there's his shield gen. You've got the little plus sign there just underneath his ship. Oh, there's that beam turret we want to stay. Right, let's get in close now. Fire a missile, try and get that. Come on. Try and, you notice that my beam laser kind of trains slightly on the shield generator target. Oh, it's that turret. Oh, I'm firing from the wrong side, that's why I can't get it. Oh, they destroyed him first before I could get round there. Damn. Okay, I need to get closer to him so I can demonstrate the subsystem targeting there. Duckers, yes, it is an annoyance, the chat delay. I wish there was something I can do about it. And, it is a pain in the backside. It just seems like I'm ignoring people or just not paying attention or something. But no, I am generally trying to answer questions as quick as I can, as quick as they come up. If I'm in the heat of battle, I'm either going to crash or miss your question. So see which one happens first. Does the beam laser have any kind of auto aim? Yeah, sorry, I think it just, that last little bit there, I think we kind of demonstrated that. It you know, just gently tilts. There's not much of an aim on it, just it can kind of refocus its internal lenses or something, I assume, but you can, well, you can see it's got a little bit of a gimbaling on it. Probably doesn't show up very well in the stream, but yes, it does tilt around just ever so slightly. Too close to the anaconda. Let's back off a bit. There we go. Let's chuck all our into weapon systems. Yeah, it does slightly focus. I mean, you can kind of keep it within a few pixels, you know, and it will do it. So, right, let's drain the shields of this anaconda, and then we'll target that subsystem. I'm going to try and shut down his shields and then let his shields pop back up. Well, let's just take it, that frigging beam turret. I hate that thing. We're getting too close again. Yep. He's trained his beam laser on me, right? Fly a couple of kilometers away, he can't focus on us. There we go, right, let's get on top. That's what she said. Oh dear. Lower the tone. Whoops. That beam laser's gonna totally blow me out. There we go. Damn! I was doing well. Until I just purposefully tried to get close just to show subsystem damage. I assume subsystem damage is is enabled. I mean, that was the point of this scenario, is to demonstrate that you can target subsystems. So subsystem damage is only enabled in the UK and US. I did find the boost button on here earlier on, but now I've lost it again. Beam laser is a killer. So the irony is, the further away from the target you get, it's actually better, because your beam laser effectively can gimbal around just a tiny fraction. But you know, this distance, being able to gimbal like 1 or 2 degrees is actually allows you to scan across a large section of the hull. So ironically, being further away from the target seems to work better in a lot of respects. Counterintuitive, but hey, you live and learn. Let's take out that convoy, which was insanely difficult the first time I tried that. Crash, has there been any aspects of the game I have found negative so far? Yeah, good question. And that's right, Duckers. At the moment, not really. It's been very difficult to pick anything out from the alpha which stands out as a glaringly obvious flaw. I mean, the only minor thing that I think a few people have mentioned is that the head bobbing effect of, whoops, wrong button there. The head bobbing effect of the cockpit when you jolt around is a little bit overkill. Not a great deal, but I think it probably could be toned down. But on the grand scheme of things, that's something you can just change a value in a config file, not an issue. There is damage fall off over distance. Yes. Yeah, there's a few things that I think could be doing tweaking. I think Mike Evans mentioned that the railgun, for example, in the last scenario is a little bit overpowered. Not exactly one shot, but it is incredibly powerful. The Ducker said the physicist in you wonders where all the energy goes. Doesn't go anywhere. It you cannot destroy energy. It remains constant. It just gets transferred into a different form. Oh my! It's been a while since I've been in college. Let's put all that power into weapons. Come on. Come on. Right, let's pick a subsystem. Shield generator. I think is probably on the other side of the Anaconda, so we're trying to get really close. I'm risking getting my ass handed to me, but yeah, I think it's on the reverse side of this thing. Let's try and target it. Yeah, it's underneath. There it is. Shield gen doesn't seem to be taking any damage on the shield gen there. I'm not concentrating on my own damage at the moment. I'm just Whoops, I destroyed it. So yeah, I just can't seem to get subsystem damage to work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong there. I'll need to go away and play with that more.